So Intel's 14th generation of processors, classified as Raptor Lake, will support DDR4. At least it seems that way because of this list of ASRock motherboards that come with the D4 at the end, which should mean that it does support DDR4 memory. Now this is a pretty big deal, you know, because Intel was originally planning to support both DDR4 and 5 only on their 12th gen, and that is simply because DDR5 supply back then was really not that great. And even now, it's not where it should be. So, you know, that was going to be, the 12th gen was going to be the sort of the crossover period, you know, like, yeah, you can still run, you know, your old DDR4 memory or the cheaper DDR4 memory, or you can, you know, be crazy and pay for the DDR5 with, you know, little bit of a performance upgrade. But it would seem that 14th generation will still be able to run DDR4, which is great, by the way, because DDR5 is still 50 to 75% more expensive than DDR4, you know, and I mean, I'd personally much rather have 64 gigs of DDR4 than like 32 gigs of DDR5 for basically the same price. So, you know, if they're doing this, it makes sense. And they should also gain a little bit of a competitive advantage over AMD because AMD's next platform should only support DDR5. So yeah, this is great. I mean, it just makes everything a lot more affordable because DDR5 is still just way too expensive for what it actually does, you know. And so, some people are saying like, well, you can just pay the extra money for DDR5 right now and you're just gonna have it for like the next 5 years or whatever. But you know, the thing is, as memory sort of ages, the processes used for making this memory also, you know, age, and memory starts, you know, first of all, the price goes down, the performance goes up. You know, when DDR4 originally launched, the speed, the usual speed was like 2400 or 2133 megahertz, right? And now, you know, the standard is 3200, 3600, you know, CL16, CL18. So, you know, as time goes on, you know, memory just goes down in price and goes up in performance. So if you buy DDR5 right now, you know, in 5 years, it could actually be kind of significantly slower than modern DDR5 sticks, you know, plus those would be way cheaper. So anyways, yeah, I'm still a fan of DDR4. I think it's great that Intel's doing this because I mean, you can get a nice 64 gig kit of DDR4 for like just over like $200, and you know, you're just good on memory. You don't have to worry about anything. You can just play all the games, have all your programs open in the background, you know. And you know, if you're gonna be buying DDR5, you know, 64 gigs, that's gonna be about like $400, you know, which is, you know, significant, you know. Not to mention that anybody that maybe wants to upgrade their computer can just, you know, now reuse their memory, which is really great. You know, maybe you just reuse your big memory kit from your old PC for your new PC, and you just buy some cheap DDR4 memory for your old PC, so you have like a secondary PC, so you have a little bit of a file server PC, whatever. So anyways, Intel's 13th generation should support DDR4. Originally, they were not gonna do this, but it seems that, you know, just because of how the supply is, DDR5 is not where it's supposed to be. It's too expensive. There's just not enough of it. So a welcome change in the plan, I think. You know, Intel just adapting a little bit, which I think is great.